Hello, Digidestins. This is Kyle D, and I'm your avatar, Ridemyavatar, to be exact, through what cards you should pick up for going into BT-06 and seeing further. Let's dive right in and talk about it. I'll give a little explanation why you should grab them. Is going to be very interesting, and I will explain why shortly. So first off, pick up this Guilemon here. This card comes from the trial deck, and it's very important because of all the turns. While you have 8 or more cards in your hand, this Digimon gets 1000 DP all turns. Not many blue cards just give inheritables like that just having a condition like 8. So your 12Ks, your 13Ks, your 15Ks are all bigger now, so minus DPs have to work really harder to take care of your threats, and getting to 8 is such an easy requirement that it's not even funny. So guys, definitely pick up the blue trial deck for this card. If you're going to also pick up some of the later cards I'll explain, definitely pick it up for this card right here. This helps out a lot. We're going to talk about, if you're going to pick up the starter deck for all Force Digimon, definitely pick it up for this card as well. So this Veemon lets you warp digivolve into all Force Digimon, which helps out with future faster decks, especially if they keep producing all Force support without thinking about this card in mind. So this card will always be good, so hold on to yourself a playset of this card. Don't let it go, especially since it is a super rare of the trial deck. So definitely pick it up, hold on to it, get 2 trial decks, not just getting it for the few cards I will be mentioning. Definitely pick it up. Next, pick up this Agumon here. We are getting into like weird Greymon theme builds later on. We're getting more and more Greymon support, so this card is always going to be good, and I don't see it being reprinted anytime soon. Same thing with like trial deck Greymon with the security check. They're both going to be prevalent in Greymon themed decks, and I mean, even if the Greymon you get with a security check is in here as well, definitely pick it up. Both of them, I forgot to mention that. There's just really good overall cards. This Agumon just helps with power boosts and hitting magic numbers that you want. So definitely pick this up without a doubt. Next, let's talk about Guilemon. This Guilemon lets you warp digivolve into Guilemon, which is basically from level 3 to its level 6, which, oh my goodness, such a good way of going about it. And its inheritable is really nice. So once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, draw a card. This gives you a better draw advantage in most decks, like Jesmon coming out, future decks, just because red likes to delete Digimon anyway, and having the ability to do so just really does help in the end game. So pick up your Guilemons from the trial deck. Definitely get 2 of them. This is at 2 in there, so pick up 2 trial decks. What I mean, you don't want to sleep on this card. It's good all around for Jesmon going forwards. Let's talk about it. We know Lobomon is such a great card to have. This card is future great support for hybrid that comes out in BT7 and going forwards. This card is never going to be bad because the fact is it cheats in Ancient Garurumon for 1. While digivolving this, it'll be 3. Of course, you lose it at the end of turn, so you have to have 3 memory when you go into this. So definitely think about that. The Ancient Garurumon combo is a self-contained one, really. It restands itself, swings in, and just calls out for days on how you want to do it. I think it's a great combo line. It just helps out getting out everything you need to do. And you can get two attacks on its own with this, but if you have more Garurumons out, you get at least a good couple. You can get 4 attacks, 5 attacks maybe off in a turn, or 6, depending on how many you have out on the board. This Quadramon, definitely pick up the trial deck if you're going to for this Quadramon. At the end of battle, this card comes out of security and lets you trigger its on play, draw 2 cards. Drawing 2 cards in this game is great, and Greymon is just such a fantastic card that future support, even if you're looking at it, security control could be splashing this just because there's not enough draw advantage for them, and this card really does help out with that draw lack advantage it had. Now it has it. Now you can keep going. Greymon just really good, even in just some blue decks, just to splash it in, or its security effect. If it gets in security, it's still a plus. If not, you're paying 2 to draw 1 card. It's not like it negs itself in any way. It's a free pot of greed in security. Definitely think it like that. A Guilemon is really nice. This card paired with the Guilemon in BT-06, where it gives Pierce to any 10 warrior or hybrid, is really good. I think this combos off really well. Being able to attack, swing in with Ancient Greymon for 3 security stacks, 3 checks at 13 or more, depending on what your baby is. Let's say you have Debimera, that's pretty much 15 going to security, clearing out 3. This is an OTK comboing extender that then you digivolve right into Omnimon, and boom, they're done. They lose out on 4 security in like a turn, and they have to play catch up. And when you lose that quickly and then you get a replacement, is just super good. Just think about it. Pick up the Guilemons, Lobomons, they're just really good, even going to BT-7. Next we have Greymon from the trial deck. This card is seen really heavily played in security controls decks, so definitely expect this card to see a lot of play, or even in Bonds of Friendship. It just sees a lot of play. Just to let you know, because being able to lead a 4000 DP or less Digimon on its on play is really good, and cheating it out in security is just so good. Sadly, it really only kills rookies, which is fine in the long game, killing off a rookie or 2, but it just Greymon's taking out little guys on his way out. Next, let's talk about Craniumon. Craniumon is a Royal Knight, which helps out with the Gankamon black build that comes out in BT-06. This card just answers a lot of security decks that come out in this set. We have security control, and then we have our good friend 3 Musketeers coming out that use options to kill stuff. So Craniumon helps play the protect game with Gankamon, and being able to control board and keeping up really powerful blockers that can't be killed by their options makes it so that you put up a great wall against these security control decks that aren't playing heavily yellowed, but enough so that you don't care enough for it to do, because you also get these other effects where you have decoy. It allows the effect, I'm trying to remember, I think it's decoy, is it allows you to redirect options to a different mon, so you can choose where you want it, so your Craniumon can be protected and your bigger mons can be protected, so that the minus DPs can't go all in on your Craniumon, clearing it out. So definitely think about this. Black is going to be really spicy this set, and future sets going forwards, it just gets better and better. So don't be surprised. Don't sleep on the Craniumons. You could see this card spiking if you sleep on it too long. Ancient Greymon, same thing with Lobomon. I mentioned this before. You want to have this card because the combos, ancient hybrids, are really good in the future. The Ancient Greymon Bond of Friendship deck that we get with the Gabumon Bond of Friendship, they combo really well. These two on their own, if you have Bond of Friendship and Ancient Greymon out on the same turn, it's 4 attacks into security guaranteed without even batting an eye. So definitely stay on top of this card. Don't let it slip through your hands. This card just stays good regardless of situation. Hexablau has a new combo friend in BT-06 where it benefits for having no security and it just keeps swinging in with extra security checks and stuff like that. Harolongamon or something like that. I sorry if I can't pronounce it right. It's one of the sovereign Digimon, so it's a really good card comboing with Hexablow, and Hexablow just gets better when BT-7 even comes out later because they gain support in the shape of their hybrids that are taking out evolutionary sources a lot quicker. And this deck really does play heavily on Sora and Joe to be able to get a Guilemon. Sorry, it's a Guilemon. So sorry about that. We're just gonna use that. Definitely pick that up. Nidhogg's not going anywhere. Pick it up. Hold on to it if you're playing green. This card is at least 2 ofs in every deck going forwards. You're never not gonna want to play Nidhogg in a deck. If you aren't playing Nidhogg, you have an issue. Definitely pick it up. Next, let's talk about Beelzemon. Beelzemon is really good because Beelzestar has a new Impmon, and this can digivolve on top of the Impmon. And now you have 2 Megas out, and you can go into Millenniumons to clear out threats. It just helps out. You could splash it in as like a 1 of tech in any of the Beelzestar decks. It just helps out in the long game. I'm just telling you this right now. Pick it up. Don't sleep on it. Next, we have Lilithmon. Of course, the loops get better. You have Lilith loop with, you know, your Titanmon that just helps out when you're discarding cards and just going really crazy wide with Lilith loop. It's a really good deck still. But we also gain Wizardmon as a promo in BT-06, where if you use an option, now it's once per turn, that option becomes an instant 1 memory. So if you're using the Jack Raids and you don't have enough going for it, at least Wizardmon can trigger 1 and Lilithmon will trigger 2. And at least you can combo off that way. You'll get 3 memory out of that deal, which is not bad. Especially guaranteeing 3 memory with Lilithmon is just really nutty, really powerful. Let's talk about War Greymon. Same thing with Dedicated Plan. These both cards counter the 2 strongest decks in the meta. One of the couple strongest decks, let me rephrase this. War Greymon can take care of any options from Security Control or our good friend 3 Musketeers that comes out. You want to be able to clear out the security without the options going off. So using War Greymon and Dedicated Plan just helps out doing it. So definitely grab your Dedicated Plans from War Greymons, comboing them off, hold on to them for red. It helps out in the long game. Just telling you this right now. Next, Chaos Guilemon is in here for the fact of the matter is you can cheat it in with the Guilemon and then take out a few of their security so easily that it just makes them regret playing against this thing, because you can warp Digivolve into it, and taking out, if you have a Tamer on board, a blocker, and then swinging in if you have the 4 memory is really good, because also being able to trash a security, you can win games because Yellow's recovery does their shenanigans, but at least you have a way of getting rid of that 1 security to get in those extra pokes, or you could get multiple securities cleared with this effect. So definitely don't sleep on that. Ancient Greymon, similar to the reason why I mentioned with the Guilemon, the promo one, the combo off with the Pierce, you can't block it now, because regardless if they block it, you're taking out 3 security if this thing survives. So definitely pick this up. Don't sleep on it. And BT-7, this card just goes nuts because they have enough hybrids in the, you play pretty much a play set of hybrid baby level 3s to go off on. So don't sleep on this. This is just really good at the end of the day. You BT-7, this deck goes off with, you know, Kaiser Greymon. Giant Greymon, I'm going to tell you this right now. Pick this up, sit on it. Don't care, don't worry about it. BT-7 makes Shine Greymon just all so much better. Shine Greymon getting all that support. This card you don't want to sleep on. I get that you're not going to worry about it too much, but eventually these cards will not see reprints, and if they don't see reprints, the card's going to climb. So definitely don't just sleep on Shine Greymon. People are going to pick it up like crazy once it gets closer to BT-7. And Taurismon got a new card that supported it that is crazy good. So being able to use the new baby promo that is in the box toppers is really good. And Taurismon being able to delete 12Ks now because the on when destroyed effect gives it an extra -1000 DP is really good, and it also cycles back your Taurismon back to the bottom of your deck. So don't sleep on Taurismon. This could become a really surprise meta factor if played right. I think you guys shouldn't sleep on this card. Pick it up, sit on it, do whatever you have to. Next, Yellow War Greymon is gonna possibly see more play because they have a card called Pulsemon that gives jamming if you have 3 security. So War Greymon restands now because War Greymon had this issue of, you know, swinging in and dying every single time. Now you could swing in with Yellow War Greymon, restand it. Because you took it, you go to 3. Pulsemon triggers, the jamming's there. Swing in once, swing in twice with jamming, and they're like running behind because this thing cleared out a blocker or something and you made it have jamming. So 2 to 3 attacks with this thing with no way of dying is just really good. So this could be definitely meta dependent on BT-06. Next, Lord Nightmon's just good. Pick it up. If you're playing yellow, Lord Nightmon. Armageddonmon, pick this up. It's really good, even if you're just sitting on 2 a bit. Armageddonmon just helps out with the Diaboromon decks going in the future. That you don't really need the promo one, but at least this Armageddonmon will give you the OTK potential because now you delete one of the, you know, tokens and this comes in, you can swing in right away. So definitely pick it up. Pick up the trial decks for these cards. The memory boosters are all good. I highly recommend it. I don't think a lot of players understand how good these are. They don't sleep on them. It's just definitely don't sleep on these. Next, the red trial deck less card I'm going to mention. Pick up the red starter deck for this card. If you are playing security control or a red deck, Atomic Blaster is just so good. You don't want to sleep on this card, just pick it up. I promise you, you will not regret it. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!